Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane, and every week I am bringing you somebody absolutely extraordinary so that you can explode your business. And today we're with Suresh May. Dude.
Trevor, man, I'm glad to be speaking with you right now.
Yeah, I am glad to meet you, brother. We are actually in a hotel in San Diego, California. We're at a conference with Mike Koenigs, and if you've seen one of the other interviews I've done with a guy who's absolutely extraordinary, it's Mike Koenigs.
Definitely.
And is a conference, like a mastermind of best-selling authors, and Suresh May is a number one
baby.
Number one best-selling author about how to create lifetime customers, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, brother, how do you create lifetime customers?
Man, first, let's go back to the beginning. You asked me about my story, man, and how I kind of just transitioned. Man, this time last year, literally about 13 months ago, man, I was broke. I was struggling, and I was having the hardest time, man. And yesterday I got interviewed by this guy, Jonathan Otto, and I was telling him, as a man, when it's difficult for you to provide for your essentials, you feel less than. But add to the fact having a 5-year-old son, or just over this course, having a young son, and he looks at you and he says, Daddy, what are we going to eat today? And you can't even feed him. And you just see the pain and hunger in his eyes, and you like, man, I got to borrow money for food for my kid, or I got to take him to a friend's house, so we can eat and have a decent meal.
Yeah.
As a man, you don't even feel whole. You feel like nothing. And so, add to the fact that with me, having a burning desire and ambition to be great, it hurts even more.
Yeah.
It's one thing to be a lazy somebody and you just don't care. Yeah. But man, when you have greatness just trying to burst through your chest and you're not succeeding as fast as you want to, it's very, very painful. And so I decided I needed a mentor. And so I wrote a letter to 19 of the top internet millionaire guys, Mike Koenigs, Perry Marshall, Ryan Dice, Neil Patel, all these guys. And I got 2 responses, Mike Koenigs and Perry Marshall. Mike spoke to me, and immediately he responded in 4 days. I wrote him a letter, he responded in 4 days. And he asked me what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted to be a marketing coach, but I wasn't confident in myself enough because at the time I hadn't gotten any results for myself or anybody else. So I didn't want to put myself out there as that. I had that mental block. So he said, you know what? I'm going to let you help me do a launch, and we can see what you're going to do. And he paid me. He hired me on as a consultant. I helped him do a launch, and that launch went on to do $1.8 million in 7 days. And now I'm a best-selling author. And I mean, literally a year later, my entire life has changed, man. And a quote that always stuck with me, it said, the difference between where you will be this time and this time next year are the people you meet and the books you read. That always stuck with me, and it's true to me.
So, brother, check this out. When I first met you, there's got to be, 500 people here at this event?
Yeah, right.
And so I come in, and there's something about your charisma.
Man, thank you. I appreciate that.
Honestly, and I saw you, and we just connected immediately, and I knew you were a powerful dude. And I started to get part of your story because I've heard about the $1.8 million launch in 7 days.
Right.
But I hadn't heard the backstory of where this came from.
Yeah.
So that's some pretty awesome stuff. So I got to get this letter, man.
Okay.
So how long of a letter was this?
It's a 2-page sales letter. Man, that's it. And I wrote it from scratch. I had been studying writing sales copy for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And, just like the greats say, the Gary Halberts, the Dan Kennedys, I used to handwrite letters that made millions of dollars.
Did you handwrite this one?
This one, I did. I wrote it out first by hand, and then I typed it up.
Got it.
Yeah. Sent it out through the post office. I didn't email, didn't phone call.
So you're going to give me this letter?
Absolutely. USP,
Can we give this to everybody?
We can give it to everybody who's watching. USPS, licked the stamp, slapped it on the envelope. I did it.
Because you had the balls to go ahead and pick out the top guys say, how can I help you?
Man, I was at my bottom. So it's like, I'm more afraid of not trying than trying and failing. So it's like, I'm going to send this out.
That is freaking awesome. All right. So check this out. Go to greatnessquest.com/Suresh May, SURESH, Suresh May, and you can get that letter. We're also going to give you a chance to get this book as well, because this is the book. Got to hear the story about how he's using this book to get clients.
Definitely.
It's not just that you have been riding on the back, piggybacking on Mike Koenigs or anybody else's shoulders. You went ahead and stepped into your game. I can't wait to share that part. But tell me a little bit more about this letter. I'm sorry I interrupted you, brother,
no problem.
I want to give this sucker away. So make sure you go there, greatnessquest.com/Suresh May to get the letter.
Yeah. Before we go to the break, I'll just tell you real quick, for a long time I had a mental block that I thought that people who were super successful, like the Mike Koenigs of the world, they wouldn't want to help me. because I undervalued myself and I didn't understand. I knew that I was worthy and I knew I had some worth and some value to offer people, but because I hadn't achieved anything, I'm thinking, man, why would they want to help me? So why would I even reach out? But when I hit my lowest, I said, hey man, I'm gonna try it. Either they're gonna say yes or they're gonna say no. And it's a letter, it's, you know, it's non-obtrusive, you know, what's gonna happen? So I sent it out and it worked, man. I got one of the biggest guys in the industry and Perry Marshall to respond, man, and, you know, did some free work for Perry. I didn't get a paid contract, but just to be able to associate with him, help him out on his book, 80-20 Sales and Marketing, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. I mean, take action, man. If you want to do it, believe in yourself, you can get it done.
So how long were you scared to go ahead? How long had you had this idea that you could do that?
That hit me late 2013. I always knew I wanted a mentor, and I had got some along the way, but I never reached out to the guys who I wanted to emulate, you know, the guys who were doing it real big on the internet. And that's something I was always passionate about. But, man, it just took me to hit the bottom when I was like, I got to do it. Like, I don't have anything else. Like, I can't lose anymore. I'm losing.
See, you know, I told a story just recently. I was talking with a group of people, and I was telling them about my transitions in my life when I was struggling. Like, I had a job to support my business habit for like a year.
Okay.
Like, I was working all night waiting tables, and it was out of desperation that I finally was able to, like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I got to find a way to just make more money in my business.
Exactly.
And I think it's either inspiration or desperation. So at one point you had the inspiration to go ahead and say, I want to do it. I know I've got it.
Absolutely.
But I've found for myself, and I don't know why this is such a deal for me and other people, that like we have to wait for it to get so damn bad to go ahead and take action. So if you can get that desperation going on, that can get your act in gear. So we're going to take a quick break. We're watching Greatness Quest on the Whatever It Takes Network. Hey guys, welcome back. You're watching Greatness Quest. I'm Trevor Crane here with Suresh May, who honestly is one of the coolest cats I've met in a long time, who has like stepped up. He just told you the story about how 13 months ago things were not going too well.
Not at all. To say it lightly.
But here's the deal. This is about how you can create lifetime customers. So it's awesome that you've got this book. It's a phenomenal book. I haven't read all of it, but I've skimmed through it. And what I like more is about the guerrilla way you used this book to get some of your own badass clients and produce results for them. So talk about that, because I think it is hot. Yeah,
so a huge strategy that, guys, you can take away right now and implement in any business, especially if you're a marketing consultant or any kind of consultant. First of all, you need to write a book. Get a book done. You can have it done in a couple of weeks if you don't procrastinate. All right? Get a book done in whatever way you want to position yourself. Is going to immediately give you expert authority status immediately. You know, just to give a quick story, if you and a guy walk up to a client, that guy hands the client a business card, and you hand the client a book, that guy can't compete with you, all right? So get your book done. Second thing you want to do, once you get your book done, if you publish on Amazon, you can send your books to prospective clients, and you can get it gift wrapped. So what I did, as I was explaining to Trevor, I got my book gift wrapped. I sent it straight to, I was talking to personal injury attorneys because they make a lot of money, and if I get them 1 or 2 clients a month, I mean, that could be, you know, high 5 figures, 6 figures for them. So I knew I could have a small impact, but big results for them. That's why I targeted that market. I sent them the book, and the book was gift wrapped, and I sent it around Christmas time, but you can do this during any season. And I had a personalized thank you card that sent them to a link with a personalized video critiquing one of their ads. Now,
hold on. Check this out, because there's too much gold here.
Okay.
So, okay, first of all, you said write the book.
Definitely.
With an intention of like who you're gonna go ahead and talk to.
Exactly.
And then instead of taking years to write the dang book, follow the systems that we've shared with you in the past, or go look at some of the other publish and profit videos that we've got and get the resources so we can help you publish that book right away. And so that gives you some amazing positioning with the intention in mind of like, make sure you write your book with an intention. If you write it about your little kids, that's cool.
Right.
But if you don't know what you're going to do with that for your business, then that may not be the right book.
Absolutely.
So have some plan with it. So there was a plan here.
Definitely.
And Suresh targeted, I love this, you targeted a client who can afford
it first.
a good fee.
Right,
I mean, when he gets one more client, a personal injury attorney, if he gets one more client, that's worth what?
Man, it depends, but high 5, 6 figures, maybe even $1 million for them.
So he targeted an audience that can appreciate his value right away, right? That's one of the ways you attract it. Appreciate the value. He positioned it, and he sent him the book. Like, instead of all this email, and all the social media. He that's pretty ghetto. I mean, that's pretty guerrilla, man. You package this up, sent it to him. Which just takes balls, by the way. That's just awesome. With the thank you card to the letter, now to the video. Now that's because I could see that look working, right? Send him the book.
Right.
But when you showed me the video,
right.
and I just saw this 3-minute video that he did, so tell me about that, because that is also cool. These are just different steps, though. We don't want to skip over.
Yeah.
It seems too simple to say it that fast. I just gotta.
The quick nugget about why you send a book through Amazon. When you send somebody a book through Amazon, people, they don't leave Amazon packages unopened. If a package has your name on it, you'll never leave it unopened. So you know it's going to get open, right? And if it's gift wrap, if it gets opened by a gatekeeper, they're not going to open a present sent to your prospect. No one opens presents with somebody else's name on it, right? So you know it's going to get to the intended person without a shadow of a doubt, and it's going to get open. Now, whether they're going to respond or not, that's different. But you're going to get your message to the person that you want to read it without a shadow of a doubt. Mike told me that. Mike told me that.
Oh, man, that's gold.
He told me that. I did it immediately. Like, oh, man, I got to do this. I did it immediately. So when they get the package, they get it open. You have a personalized thank you card. You can introduce yourself and basically send them to a personalized video of whatever you want to tell them. And so what I showed Trevor, I shot a quick 3-minute video. I sent this to all of my prospective clients. I introduced myself. I told them that, I sent them a book as a gift. I hope they enjoy it. And personal injury attorneys, they spend a lot of money in the yellow pages. And a lot of these guys are spending $10,000 a month for full page ads.
Or more.
Or more. Right. If that's one page, one yellow page in one city. So I knew that. And so the ads are terrible. And so what I did was critique the ad, showed them why the ad was wasting them money and why they weren't positioning themselves as a dominant lawyer in their area. And then I offered them a free business building session. And I said business building session versus free consultation because everybody says that.
Dude, you're giving away gold nuggets here, man. This is some good stuff. All right. I know we're here about how you can create lifetime customers. And so far, we're just talking about your story.
Definitely.
Which is really cool because I want to know where you came from and how the hell this guy did it and all of that. And the fact that you participated in a 1.8 million, you were a major contributor on the 7-day launch to over $1.8 million.
Right,
I can't belittle these numbers, man. That's hot. So what's cool here, though, is that if you're going to create a lifetime customer, it's the energy that I got from you when I first met you that positions you so much differently. Like instead of, I've never wanted to be, you don't want to be like everybody else. Right? You don't want to stand, you don't want to be like they get another spam letter. Like that is such a unique, and that was just, did you ever reach, how many did you send these to? And how many responded?
I've sent 36 to 37, and to right now I had 16 responses so far.
16 responses.
And that's on the first mailing. That's from the book. That's without a second follow-up, a third follow-up.
I was going to say.
Yeah. That's just the first mailing. So that's before I sent out a follow-up campaign last month, and so I'm going to mail them every 2 to 3 weeks. And that one was just a sales letter with an envelope. Hey, you get, just following up. But on the first book, just to send in the book, the first touch, I got 16 responses.
Hot, brother.
Yeah.
So can you tell this story, because you shared it just a little bit about like that with the initial client meeting, because you sat down with the client and you were going through your head, like, what should my prices be?
That's awesome. That's great.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of times when we pricing our services, oftentimes we want to like cut ourselves short, mentally before we even state the price. Now, if you're talking to a person who can afford what you're selling, they never make buying decisions based on price. It's always value. So keep that in mind. If you want to charge high prices, charge high prices. Don't undercut yourself, but make sure you're talking to a decision maker who can make a big buying decision. That's very, very important.
It is.
And so I'm sitting in front of this client. I'm not going to say his name for confidentiality. But I'm thinking like, okay, this is my first meeting. And I'm like, man, I know what I want to charge. I know what I'm worth. I know what I can do for him. But I'm still thinking about cutting myself short about like $4 or $5 grand. Like, this is what I'm thinking mentally.
Well, because if you can discount it, you can get in and get the, I get it.
Right. And man, at the time, like I needed the business, but I wanted to walk in confident like I don't need the business, but I need the business, right? So it's like, man, I'm gonna try to get it however I can get it. And so I'm sitting across from him and he's telling me about his issues. And he starts sliding me these invoices where he's paying a current digital marketing company $12,000, and they're not getting them any results. Literally, he showed me his, he was doing Google AdWords with these guys. Yeah. He showed me his campaign, and he'd been with them 4 months, paid them $12 grand a month, and literally in the last 30 days, he had 9 clicks on his ads. Not to mention 9 clicks, 12 G's. 9 clicks, no results.
So check this out. You're going to hear more about this after we come back from the break. You're talking to Suresh May and Trevor Crane on Greatness Quest. We'll see you in just a second. Hey guys, welcome back. You're watching Greatness Quest with Trevor Crane and Suresh May, and I interrupted your story, brother, for the break. Man. So bring it back. What was going on? Do you remember where we were?
So you asked me what I wanted from the interview.
Oh yeah. Well, the story though. You were telling your story, and we were doing the lawyer.
But the lawyer. Right. Yeah. So the lawyer, I'm sitting in front of him, and I'm thinking about discounting my price in my mind. All entrepreneurs battle with it. We always try to cut ourselves short to try to get the deal. But people don't make buying decisions based on price. And something I always keep in mind for everybody watching: if someone really wants something, people will overdraft their bank account to get it.
Damn, Skippy.
So don't undercut your value and don't undercut your price. If they want it, if you got a good offer, they will go negative to give you the money.
They will. They got to think it's worth the value.
Exactly.
It's just a value exchange. It has nothing to do with money.
Never.
You know?
Never about money.
Someone's like, give me $800, and they're like, I can't give you $800. And you're like, hey, I'll give you my. I got a car. I got a car yesterday. I bought it for $1.
Right.
You know, would you like it? And they're like, for $800?
Right.
No. But if you looked outside, and for some reason, let's say it was a $800,000 car, someone's going to break their back to get that car, because they're going to go like, holy cow, I'm going to get that Bentley?
Exactly.
I'm going to get the Bentley?
Exactly.
I'll find, mama.
I'm going to find a way. They're going to get the money.
That's right. It's a value thing.
It.
I mean, so you can present it poorly, like the dollar car, or you can present it like I got a Bentley outside.
Right, exactly.
That's the value you're going to get.
Right. Keep that in mind. Don't undercut your price.
So you were right there, and we're going through that mental gymnastics of like, should I go high? Should I go low? Cut yourself short.
I'm coming in. I'm in my mind like, okay, I need the deal.
Yeah.
But I got them. I'm good, you know. But I need the deal, right? And so he gets to showing me invoices where he paid his company $12,000 a month, and he's not batting an eye. He said, "Oh man, I spent $55,000 on an ad in Ebony magazine."
What's going on in your head?
I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna get paid." That's what's going on in my head.
Yeah, and you saw the results or lack of results.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I knew he needed it. I knew. Another thing, it was inbound marketing. He called me for the meeting because I sent him the book.
Hallelujah.
So
like, that's not a cold call anymore.
Not at all, man.
Hey, the positioning is awesome. Can you come help me? What did he say when you got the call?
Oh, man, he emailed me first because I was out of town, and so I didn't want people calling me. I think I was in Puerto Rico.
Right.
And he emailed me, and I actually got to show you the email after the interview. He was like, man, I'm so impressed with your presentation and the video. Man, when can you come in?
I mean, how can he get better?
Man, you got a guy spending $300,000-$400,000 a year on marketing. He's emailing me, asking me to come in, and that immediately changes the position.
Everything.
It changes everything from me cold calling you.
And you're nervous walking in, I'm guessing. But by the time you got sat down at that table and started seeing what you could, and you started seeing the results he was getting, I'll bet you just how'd that feel?
Yeah, man, I lit up because it was like, okay, this is gonna be easy. Because anything that I do from this point on is cake because he's not getting anything. I mean, literally, he showed me his campaign, 9 clicks, and the guy, I mean, he's pissing money that he didn't even seem bothered by it, which was odd. You gave the guys $48,000, and you see they're not getting your results. You're like, I don't even know what I'm paying for.
Well, because here's what happens for people who spend money on marketing. Is they don't know what the hell they're doing, so it's like gambling.
Right.
A buddy of mine is phenomenal when it comes to doing on the marketing. I'm pretty good at it too. Yeah. We know what we're talking about here, but here's what people do. They put money in the slot machine and they pull it down and they're like, okay, oh damn. Maybe I'll put some more money in. They put damn. So the key is stop guessing, start knowing, find a trusted advisor. But here's the thing is that he was smart enough to go ahead and hire somebody to do it.
Right.
But he hired someone who's a Yahoo and didn't create results, and he doesn't know. He's just keeping putting money in, and probably like all of his buddies.
Yeah.
Because I mean, everybody he knows has got to be doing the same thing. They don't have someone they trust. So brilliant job, brother. So tell me how you close this.
I like you about to shake my hand.
I was like, I'm just still in my head. I'm imagining that because I've had to go have that one-on-one consultation and walk in and be scared, like, oh my God, look at this guy and his business, and I don't know if I can help him, and what's he going to think of me, and all that self-talk stuff. And through enough, because I'm a little bit slower than you, it took me a little longer to go ahead and feel confident when I was having those meetings. But now I started realizing every one of these guys or gals needs my help.
Definitely.
And it's not about me. Forget about me, man. This has nothing to do with me. I'm not Look, you asked for my help.
Exactly.
That positioning shifts everything. So can I help you? Can I not? If I can, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you want to hire me, that's great. If you
Right.
don't, no worries. But now I'm just here to see like what's broken, man.
Exactly.
What can I fix? So, and it's a transition. I'm so proud of you, brother.
Man, thanks, man. I just
First
took action,
cut.
man.
That's good. Okay,
Yeah.
so did you close this deal?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that, man, that opportunity, it changed everything for me. It was the first one, and it was just like, wow. When someone calls you in, you're positioned as an expert with a book. It's not even selling anymore.
Yeah.
It's more
It's not
of a
selling.
consultation.
Dude, that is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That it's not selling anymore. You
Yeah.
got to stop selling and start helping, start
That's
serving.
it. You serving. I mean, they want your help.
That's it.
You call me here now.
Yeah.
Right?
And see, here's the thing. I teach sales trainings,
Okay.
and I teach people how to do a consultation and close a high ticket deal. That's
Okay.
my book. My new book is called High Paying Clients. Like, how do you close that deal?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you just said. You position yourself right for the meeting.
Definitely.
And then shut the hell up. Like,
Yeah.
everybody's like, hey, man, what do I got to say to sell more?
Listen,
Shut
they're going
up.
to tell you.
Well, you got to ask questions. There's a
Right,
series. And you
absolutely.
so I teach the actual checklist. Like, I walk people through so they don't mess it up. Because if
Mm-hmm.
you miss the benchmark questions, you got lucky, but you also were intelligent and
Right.
you were gorilla.
Right.
That's awesome.
That's
brother.
another thing too. I actually go in with a list of pre-prepared questions, so I know what I'm going to ask them. So I guide them through
You
a
gotta
question
have a
sequence.
system.
Yeah, I got a sequence.
So you know what? Everybody's watching, and we I said this is how to create lifetime customers, and we're
Right.
starting about how you add value from the first meeting. That's what I've got so far.
Definitely.
But talk to me about your strategies in this book, and can anybody get this? We're going to give them a gift. So go ahead and tell them where they can
Yeah.
get
So everybody who watches this, we're going to give you a gift for free. I'm going to give you a free download of my book. It's an Amazon bestseller. You can go to my website, sureshmay.com. That's SURESHMAY.com right now. It's your name, email address. I'll send you a copy of the book for free. You can check it out. People love it. Been getting great reviews. I think it's still at 5 stars on Amazon. So I know you're going to enjoy it. And the big takeaway from the book, without going into too much detail, it really outlines how I participated in the $1.8 million launch in 7 days and how people can go from start to finish to create a customer for a lifetime. And so the biggest thing, Trevor and I, we talked about this, one, and the same thing I did talking to personal injury clients, whatever business you're in, you want to target the affluent market. Start with people who are at the top because that's going to give you the opportunity to even collect high fees, going back to your book. Because you're talking to somebody who doesn't have the money, it doesn't matter how bad they need it, they're not going to be able to pay you.
Hallelujah.
So from the jump, target people who can afford to pay you high fees and services. And people who are wealthy and who are in the affluent market, they like to pay high fees.
And if you charge them nothing, if you charge them your small fee, they don't respect it.
They don't respect
Like
it.
I'm getting my roof put on. Or like this
Exactly.
week we're going to have a new
Okay.
roof. So let's say I got these different bids, right? So someone wants to charge me 20 grand, someone wants to charge me 10 grand, someone wants to charge me, let's say someone wanted to charge me $1 grand, which would be
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
But I mean, are you going to trust the $1,000
Right.
roof?
Exactly.
Like, he guys comes in and I don't care if he presents himself well. Let's say he presents himself just like you.
Right.
And I'm like, $1,000 roof?
Yeah.
Man, what's the catch?
Exactly.
That's just ridiculous.
Exactly.
So you got to position your prices according to what your clients want to buy and
Absolutely.
feel like, oh my God, that's going to be awesome.
Definitely.
They're not going to go, but hey, that Bentleys are on sale now for $800. Yeah, what's wrong
Right.
with
Was
that
it in
Bentley?
a hurricane or something? I'm not buying that. Right.
This is not happening. All right, but that's how people often position themselves, even in the market you're in right now, though.
Definitely.
You can just go ahead and, if you're in there's another way of looking, there's a road, right? Where do you find roadkill? Do you find roadkill on the left side of the road? Do you find roadkill on the right side of the road? Or do you find roadkill right in the middle of the road?
Right.
See, everybody's like, I want to be like everybody else. I don't want to stand out. And if you're in the middle of the road, if you're just average on your prices or average on your marketing or average on your deliverables,
Definitely.
then you're just going to get killed.
Absolutely.
Going to get killed. So go ahead and bring me back.
Yeah, so target the affluent market. That's the first thing you want to do. And to create a lifetime customer, I use a concept what's called creating a pane of disconnect or a utility concept in your business. And so what this allows you to do is once you get a customer, you can essentially, as long as you're taking care of them and you treating them right, great customer service, you can keep them for a lifetime. So think about your cell phone bill or think about the utilities in your home like water and electricity. If any of those things get turned off, you calling them up trying to give them some money. I need my water.
Right.
I need my lights. And a lot of people, their livelihood is their cell phone.
Right.
And so you're on the phone trying to pay somebody as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
You got it.
And that's a pain of disconnect, because if I turn your water off, it's painful for you. It makes you uncomfortable.
Right.
And so any business, no matter what industry you're in, you can create this kind of element in your business.
Pain of disconnect.
Pain of disconnect.
So
Absolutely.
if you connect with me as a client, so this is what you do with your existing customers. We're talking about how you acquired a customer, which was awesome,
Definitely.
and how you position it right so you're a respected authority to
Right.
go ahead and help them. Phenomenal strategy,
Yeah.
right? But then how do you go ahead and, because a lot of people make a sale.
A sale, and that's it.
Yeah, and then like, hey man, I did my job. Thank you very much. You bought your sandwich, and I'll see you later.
That's it.
So you're saying, but if you disconnect my services, like it's great with the utilities,
Right.
then you're screwed.
You're screwed. So you need me now.
So how does somebody create that disconnect with their clients? Like, first of all, they gotta have what are your strategies?
Yeah. So what I always like to give people the example of a funeral home, and just give a live example to get people wheels turning.
A live example of the funeral home?
A funeral home.
A funeral home.
Right, that's funny. That's funny. So, a funeral home. You think funeral home to operate, they need new dead bodies. I mean, it's the ultimate one sale.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Dead body, I need another one to stay in business, right?
Okay.
And so, a lot of business owners, they think linear in their business versus thinking like an entrepreneur. So a funeral home, how can they create a continuity or a pain of disconnect in their business? You can add a flower service to take flowers to the graves every month for the families of the deceased.
Funeral home owner operators right now, pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
You can add a flower aspect to your business. And so now people pay you every month to put fresh flowers on the graves. And so now the family, they don't have to go out there and do it. People love flowers on like all of the grave sites, right? Keep fresh flowers out there every month, pay a continuity. And so now you got some predictable income.
And then you can just get flowers on there monthly. You can get our package where you get it weekly. You can get our package where we have special holiday packages so that when you can pick it up our office or we'll put it, and they can so it's about packaging any type of continuity program.
Exactly.
Good example,
exactly.
brother.
And so, and you think about it from the family perspective, where the pain of disconnect comes in. Who's going to say, hey, man, I want to stop putting these flowers on my dead mother's grave? Nobody.
That is a painful disconnect.
Yeah, man. I'm going to call, hey, man, I want to stop sending the flowers to my mom's grave. You're not going to get that phone call.
Depends on the mom.
Especially if it's a mother-in-law, baby. Right?
Yeah, my mother-in-law. That's a good point. All right, very cool. So get creative.
Get creative.
And I've heard many times, and you guys probably heard this as well, is that business is about two things. Innovation, which is what we're talking about.
Definitely.
How do you get more creative about how you serve the customer? And this is about creating I love the concept of creating a pain of disconnect.
Absolutely.
I will feel uncomfortable if I stop this service, like if I stop my cell phone. Like you said, a lot of people we talked about this off camera, a lot of people stay with the same cell phone provider because they're scared
Forever.
to shift to the next one.
Yeah.
Or like I have an iPhone and I don't know that I want to go to an Android. Like just shifting
Yeah.
is so, it happens.
Yeah.
But man, there is a painful disconnect. I have an iPhone now, and I wanted to try the new Samsung, and I'm like, oh, it's awesome. But there was pain associated to the learning curve and everything else, and I was going to
It's a lot to change, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot to change. You think about, I know a lot of our market, they do business online. You think about domain hosting. Dude, I'm not changing my host.
No, because it's going to screw everything up.
It sucks to
Yeah.
redo a host. Set up all your websites. You got to put everything over, your email accounts, all your domains, all of your
Absolutely
websites.
right.
Man, I'm not doing that.
We just went through that, and I'm paying a lot more for one of our domains than another
Yeah.
because I don't want to shut everything down for the time frame that's going to take.
It's too painful, man. Why am I going to do this?
Create
A pain of disconnect.
pain of disconnect. You have that in the book?
That's in the book. That's what the book is all about. How to create lifetime customers. You can go get it at sureshmay.com. That's SURESHMAY.com. Right now, you can get a free copy.
And brother, what we're also doing is you're going to give me that letter.
Absolutely. We'll get a letter, the mentorship letter.
What do you call this? What do you call this letter?
I call it the mentorship letter right now. I haven't thought of some cool title yet.
Sounds good to me,
but
man.
This letter was responsible for, you can really say it was the genesis to the guy that I'm becoming. Because I sent this letter out. It got me a consulting deal with Mike Caney. He's one of the best in the industry, man, when I had absolutely nothing. So you can say it's responsible for a lot of my future earnings. Just that association, that relationship, man. Mike is a fantastic guy. Right now we're in San Diego, California. It's my first time here. I'm having a blast, man, at Publish and Profit. I just got to meet him for the first time. And, man, wonderful guy, man. And, that relationship with him it changed my life, man. I've met you by that relationship. I met so many other cool people from that relationship, and it all started with having the courage to send that letter out.
That's right.
That's where it started.
And here's the cool thing is we're going to co-author a book together. I asked him to write a chapter in our new book about how you can launch a best-selling book right away. So we're going to have that available soon as well. So we're going to do a lot of collaborating. Anything else, brother, that you want to go ahead and share before we wrap this sucker up?
That's it, man. Man, just whatever you're doing out there, just stay focused. You can achieve your dreams. You know, even in your dark days, just continue believing in yourself. You can make it happen. You know, reach out, man. People will come to you who you need in your life to help you. All you got to do is stay the course, man. It gets hard, but you just stay the course, make it happen, man. If you don't believe from anybody else, take it from me.
I couldn't have said it better, brother. And what I love about you're saying that you knew you had the most, as much as the money sucked. I know we're wrapping this up, but I'm just coming back to that time of desperation and what really was paining you. And I know it sucks to not have the money. I've gone through that. I know it sucks to have I have a daughter. I don't have the young son, but a young daughter, and I was feeling like the lowest of the low at that time.
Absolutely.
And as bad as that was, as a man, what was freaking worse was the fact that all of my greatness was locked inside. And I wasn't sharing it with the world. Yeah. That was the worst. And I love the fact that you said that, because here's the deal. I named Greatness Quest the name of our show because it's about, I know there's greatness in you, and so do you, or you wouldn't be watching this thing, or you wouldn't have come to watch a show called Greatness Quest. And I'm interviewing the coolest people I can find to give you their little nuggets of that you can go unleash your greatness.
Unleash your greatness.
Your book is your greatness, man. Your next sale is your greatness. Because you can sell your next lady, or you can sell your next guy, whatever you're into.
Right.
So, at any rate, you're watching Greatness Quest on the Whatever It Takes Network. I'm Trevor Crane with Suresh May. Thank you for being here,
thank you, man. One other thing I want to mention.
Yeah. I knew we were going to
Anybody watching it, man, I'm writing my next book. It's titled Start Broke, End Rich. I want to connect with people. I met Trevor, man. I can tell we're going to have a beautiful, prosperous friendship and relationship. And I want to interview other entrepreneurs, celebrities, business owners, to get their stories that are like mine, that are transformational, that inspire people. Because what I understand, everyone wants increase. No matter where you are, what you're doing, we want to live a more abundant life. And so with the book Start Broke, End Rich, I want to give that to people. So give me a call, email me. My email is sm@sureshmay.com. That's sm@sureshmay.com. Send me a line. I love to connect with you and talk to you, and I look forward to hearing from you.
That's awesome, brother. Very good plug.
Thank you.
And a very good the name of your new book again.
Start Broke, End Rich.
End Rich.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm glad you like it.
I do love it. All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
Awesome. That was good, man.
That was good. That was really good.
Man, I had fun talking to you.
Greatness Quest is also available for download on iTunes and Stitcher. See the link in the description below.